This RV, Rosie 2.3, is getting an interior makeover. Last week we showed you the start of the bedroom paint job.
And this week we'll pick up where we left off, plus show you the beautiful wall and window treatments that Jamie created and installed.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Linda.
And this is Roaming with Rosie.
On our last episode, we showed you why we wanted to change the dark interior of our 2017 Holiday Rambler Vacationer motorhome. It makes it feel closed in and, frankly, kind of depressing. As most of you have realized, the RV industry is very slow to change and adapt. These dark colors were popular from about 2005 to about 2012. That's when people began to realize they didn't want to live in a 15th century medieval castle. In just the last few years, they've started to turn out lighter, brighter, and often softer colors for both the interior and the exteriors of RVs, including motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and even Class B vans. 2 years ago, Jamie painted the exterior of our Alpha motorhome, which was totaled last year, so we aren't doing that again. However, this RV, Rosie 2.3, is getting an updated, fresh look that we hope will make her feel young again. So far, we've prepped and painted the cabinets and slide trim, and we showed you that in last week's episode. Today, we'll show you the reveal of the bedroom, which includes the processes of the complementary wall color, the Valances he created, and the wall treatment we selected. Ready to say goodbye to this thing?
Yeah, the mattress that originally came with Rosie 2.3, out of here.
Let's go. Not a comfortable mattress. Had to have a foam pad on top of it that then did not fit underneath these closets. And again, he does not want me to help him. Easier said than done. Since our new mattress had arrived from Brooklyn Bedding, it was time to get rid of this heavy, hard as a rock mattress. When we bought this RV, we were excited because a king-size bed can fit in here. Jamie would have to rebuild the base for the bed, but it could fit. So we were really excited about that and thought that was something we really, really wanted. And then we decided, no, it would be too hard to walk in here and move in here. We have seen that they put some of these out with the king-size bed, and it takes up a lot of space. But now that we got the mattress out of here, the queen-size mattress, now we can see how much room there is for a king-size bed. But
Yeah, but I mean, the king-size bed would have come to here.
right, so it was still a problem of walking.
You wouldn't have been able to walk or get in
Or make the bed.
Or make the bed.
Yeah.
Or nothing.
So we got the mattress out of here, and we've picked a color for these walls. They're doors and walls. It's really hard in an RV to distinguish what's a wall, what's a cabinet, what's a door. Just going back to the basic first step of getting all the grease and dirt and everything else off the wall, right? And this color is not white. It's a latte color. It's a light coffee color. Maybe once we get the dark wall out, it'll start to show better, because it won't be competing with that or contrasting with that. Now that this is painted, you can see there's a seam here, but there's not one on the other side. So that's not on purpose. I don't have one solid piece of wood, so I'm going to just use these two pieces. RV industry. You've practically been living in here for a month, huh?
Okay, so I got the walls all primed. I got the door primed on that side, and then also on this side, same thing. Got the walls and the door all primed. Just got to let that dry, and then we'll get started on putting the finish coat on here.
So this is what is going on the wall instead of a headboard. And it's going on that wall. And Jamie had to cut it. It comes in a roll like that. All of this was in that roll, right?
Yeah, it's 4 pieces.
4 pieces?
It has this between each section with dotted lines showing you where you're supposed to cut it. So I didn't cut that last one up there.
And then you're going to mount this, mount it to a board?
Yeah, I bought a piece of 1/4-inch plywood that I'm going to glue it to and then slide it up in there. Now that I'm looking at it, we're probably going to want to put a border around it.
Like a frame?
Yeah, frame.
That's what I was thinking, because it's going to have that edge otherwise.
Because of the way the cabinets are,
right.
I had to cut it up there because that piece comes down a 1/2 inch. So I did not.
So if you do a frame, that way it makes sense that there's wallpaper showing on the sides because you have a frame and it's just on a wallpapered wall.
I don't understand what you mean.
So you had to go buy paste? It doesn't come with it from Wallism. They don't send you paste.
They don't send you paste.
It's probably because it comes from Sweden.
I guess. I don't know.
So trying to keep the price down, and probably chemical differences in every country of what's allowed. So we have a Swedish Aztec border. So these are, the instructions are within the roll. By mounting it to plywood cut to fit under the cabinets makes it easier to fit the wallpaper design into the space. This wall also experiences heat due to the dark color of the RV and lack of insulation within it. The plywood gives the wallpaper a more even temperature than the wall itself. If you've never applied wallpaper with paste, you'll want to hop on YouTube and find a video that really shows step by step and tips for achieving a clean job. God, how long since you put wallpaper with paste on anything?
Since our first
40 years?
Since our first townhouse.
So like 37 years ago. Okay, last piece. The plywood sheet turned out to be a little shorter than the wallpaper, but Jamie used a new razor blade and trimmed off the excess. It won't matter with this design, as he's going to frame the whole piece anyway. He also needed to trim the paper to fit the notches he cut into the panel to fit around the cabinets. There's a notch up under that cabinet where that edge comes around. Now that the wall art is dry, it's time to turn it over and apply the 3M double-sided tape. Peeling the backing off once the tape was on the board was not easy. We had to use a razor blade to gently pull up each edge. Now, Jamie's added a slim frame for the piece that matches the valances that he created. So the adhesive will take a while to dry, but you'll just put a few nails in it to keep it up there while it dries?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm so glad you can do math. I couldn't have figured that out. I can't visualize something ahead of time in those kind of details. Only big picture. Click the thumbs up if you like it so far. And shouldn't this paint be streak free? Isn't that the whole thing? That it lies flat?
That levels out, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not. Brush marks. After removing the old fabric valances, Jamie removed the actual window covering part for reuse in the new valances he made. You didn't grab that last screw. Where is it?
Huh? There we go.
Wow.
Can you take that? So we've torched this valance. This is a valance that actually goes between two cabinets in the bedroom, so it's not going to have these side pieces that come down. But I've torched it already, and then the next step after that is actually staining it. So this one here I've already stained, so I applied the stain on it. And then what I'm going to do now is going to put 2 coats. It says it's a 1-coat polyurethane, but I put 2 coats on.
Here's what it looked like before he put the stain on. As you can see, it did it real pretty. It just didn't really do anything, so it didn't pop or anything, so that's why we decided to add a little bit more color to it.
Man, really?
Later on in the night, when the crowds have gone, we could talk under moonlight till dawn. We could stay to watch the sunrise, cancel all our plans. We don't need a reason why we just can't. I wish I could stop time and stay in this moment, never think about going. Won't you stay with me for a little while? Caught myself free falling deep into your eyes. You came to me without warning, but I knew why.
We're really happy with the way the bedroom turned out. It took a very dark cave-like space and really lightened it up and makes it feel a lot bigger.
I think it makes it feel more calming too, because my thing was, I always felt trapped in here. And when we want to watch two separate TVs, we go in two separate rooms. This is the only other room.
Right.
So it's not fun to sit in here when it was so dark and closed in. Tell us what you think down in the comments. We'd love to hear what your opinion is of what we did in here. Our cost for this part of the project, the bedroom, was a lot higher than you might imagine, but that was because of the paint that we chose.
Yeah, I chose to use Sherwin-Williams Emerald paint. It's a urethane paint, so it has kind of the properties of an oil-based paint, making it a lot harder and more durable. But it's a water cleanup paint like latex, so it's a lot more expensive. It was $125 a gallon.
So I shopped like on Home Depot and Lowe's. An inexpensive paint that you could use, it would be just fine, would cost you more, $25 to $30 a gallon. And you used a total of what, about a half gallon for each color?
I used a half gallon for the white, and for the taupe color, I think I used about a third of a gallon.
So, and we're still doing the main cabin, so it's not like that paint's going to waste.
Right.
And then the primer. The primer also, I think it was $85.
I wanted to go with the Sherwin-Williams Extreme Bond Primer, and the reason being is because I was using the Sherwin-Williams Emerald paint.
Yeah.
I wanted to use their primer so that I knew everything would be cohesive. It would all work together. I didn't want to throw another thing in the mix and then maybe have a problem or it wouldn't adhere as well.
But you could use Kills or the products that go with the latex paint that you end up buying, and that's more like $25 a gallon.
Right.
So again, about a third to a fourth of the cost on that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the reason why I chose the more expensive paints is I wanted to do this once. And I didn't want to be constantly coming back in and having to touch things up. Supposedly, from everything I've read and all the reviews that I've read, that this is a very hard, durable paint. And being that we're in an RV and we're moving around and banging things around and everything, I wanted something that was going to be a lot more durable.
And don't forget our new mattress from Brooklyn Bedding, which is the home of RV Mattress. In our next episode, we'll be moving into the main cabin with this makeover, and Jamie added a lot of handcrafted touches there as well.
You want to follow the progress? Make sure and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified each time we upload new content.
But also head on over to the Roaming with Rosie Facebook page and give us a follow and a like.
This is where we'll show you what we're working on and what we got planned for the week. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, we'd really appreciate it if you'd share it with your friends and family on social media.
And until next time,
we'll see ya.